North Carolina. Hello, everyone. Ted Webb along with Gene Ligon, the North American Wrestling Association. What a card we have tonight, Coach. We have some outstanding competitors we're going to see in action. Guys like War Eagle. Boy, what an exciting combination. The Bulldogs, the American Bulldogs, certainly one of the most up-and-coming groups. Baron Samedi, Bob Orton, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. It's a pleasure to have you at Mike's side tonight with me.
Good to be here, Ted. I tell you, this young man coming from the Lumberton, North Carolina is going to be a tremendous. The Chief looks awful good out there, and a Baron Samedi, a big man, in fact.
No doubt about it. Also, the return of Vince Torelli. I'm excited. You're excited. Let's turn it over to our ring announcer, Billy Powell, and get underway.
Good evening. In our first match this evening, a tag team match from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 247 pounds, Mike Rexx. And his tag team partner from parts unknown, weighing 235 pounds, the Viper. Their opponents from the south of New Jersey, a combined weight of 500 pounds, Rexx and Spike, the American Bulldogs.
Well, they were certainly exciting when we caught them last week in their American debut, the American Bulldogs. And they'll be going up against Viper and Mike Rexx this evening, Gene. This promises to be an exciting Australian tag team match.
Two tremendous, powerful men here. This looks like a lot of brute, but they also have the wrestling ability that it takes to win in professional wrestling.
No doubt about it, Gene. We saw them in action. They are very quick, very fluid. Mike Rexx in the ring against the first Bulldog. Collar and elbow. Both men testing each other there for leverage and balance. Referee Ron West calls for the break, and a clean break from Mike Rexx. Good turnout this evening. A lot of excitement in the air. Ted Webb and Gene Ligon. And you're watching the best of the North American Wrestling Association. The up-and-coming tag team combination of the American Bulldogs. Another clean break. These guys do abide by the rules, and that's certainly a refreshing change. Most of the dynamic combinations we've seen have been guys that, they'll go to any extremes to win a match. Rexx now with an opportunity to break cleanly, and he drops the knee to the midsection and into a headlock. Well, one thing he doesn't want to do is get these guys excited, Gene.
I know these awful big men. This young man's trying to take advantage as best he can. Got a good side headlock right there and squeezing down tightly on the head.
No doubt about it. Ron West checking, make sure that there is no choke involved. Into the ropes. Bouncing back. Knocking the Bulldog down. Mike Rexx. Right hip lock takedown. Bulldogs are noted for their tremendous flying maneuvers, Gene.
Well, they got good elevation that time.
No doubt about it. An exciting team to watch. The tag man, and there's a boot to the midsection, and Rexx gets a little bit of his own medicine. Here comes that boom! Size 10 to the side of the head. That's Excedrin headache number 36.
And 37.
Nice elbow to the back of the head. Another elbow to the side of the head. Bulldogs work very fluid as a tag team combination. You will see them stay fresh, keep a fresh man in the ring at all times. Double hip lock takedown. Rexx landing on the small of the back. Elbow to the back of the head. Rexx right about now is he's looking for the aspirins in the medicine cabinet, especially after that head rams into the turnbuckles. And I'll tell you what, you look at those turnbuckles, and they look like they might be padded nicely, but that's steel chain underneath that.
No matter how much padding you have, that steel comes through quite a bit. They're lightly padded.
No doubt about it. Here's the Viper in the ring. Viper drawing a lot of attention in these parts. There's a lot of speculation as to who he might be. Some people speculate he's a guy that wrestled in Japan a lot because of that python hold that he uses to put his opponents away. Banging away to the back of the elbow. The tag is made. Rexx into the ring now, continues to work on the left arm. There's the twist, barring the arm, applying a pressure. Good turnout at Columbia tonight. He's got him up for a full body slam. Ooh. Nice slam. The American Bulldogs on the scene. They say that they want some of the nasty boys, Orton and Samidi. They don't care. Bring them on, they said. Boom! Double suplex landing on the back of the head. He has got to be stunned right now. Going in for the pin, the count of 2, and Mike Rexx kicks out.
Mike's definitely feeling the lower vertebra starting to knock his wind right out of him there.
Boy, speaking of knocking the wind out of him, that was a heck of a right to the midsection. Another right to the midsection. Down on one knee, and much the worse for wear is Rexx. Oh, beautiful suplex.
Very impressive, these young men are attacking the body.
Count of 2, and Rexx kicks out. And I tell you, you got to hand it to this kid, Rexx. A lot of stamina. He just took some tremendous bumps there.
A very tough individual there.
Tag is made. Bulldogs remaining fresh. 2 of them in the ring, hooking the leg. And here comes Bulldog number 2, coming down on the back of that elbow. This could be it. This could be it for Rexx. 1, 2, kicking out again. And I'll tell you, I am amazed at the amount of stamina that Rexx has displayed here this evening. Most men would have taken the count of 3 already about 2 minutes ago.
Well, that's why these men stay in the gyms every day working out so their bodies can take this punishment.
We have spoken to the American Bulldogs. They have told us that they came here with the exact idea and determination to win the North American Wrestling Association Tag Team belts. They said that's the only reason they're here. They were enthralled by the amount of talent that they have in the association right now. And they said that they want to take on the best. They want to prove themselves and prove themselves early. Great maneuver. And Rexx slams a 200-pound body into the turnbuckle. Out of breath right now. He landed right into the midsection. Bulldog staying fresh. Double chop to the throat, landing square on the back of his head. Going in for the body. See, you got to hook that leg. You got to put a little more pressure. And the Bulldog that time didn't do it, Gene.
You got to cradle that leg in there and hold the head at the same time, or you'll lose all the leverage you had.
No doubt about it. Into the turnbuckle again. Here comes the Bulldog. Boom! Right across the top of that chest. The walking zombie is Rexx. Rexx, much the worse for wear, going for the count of 2, and he hooks. See, you gotta hook him. You gotta hook him.
They're making some basic mistakes here, but I do believe they feel they've got this man in control.
I think so. They may be trying to get the TV exposure, as so many guys trying to do. There's a great combination. The elbow to the face. Rexx right now in trouble. Viper standing anxiously at ringside saying, make the tag. We saw this last week. That shoulder. No, he got him into a power slam. I thought he was going to go into that shoulder buster. Nice elbow to the chest. Could this be it for Rexx? Covering 1, 2. Rexx lifting that shoulder up. And I'll tell you what, this is a tough, gutsy competitor.
This young man doesn't give up at all. I'm impressed.
No doubt about it. He's taking some punishment here. Bulldogs. Whoa! Beautiful. He got him in that DDT.
Surprise.
That is it. I'll tell you right now, most guys, boom! Lifting the 250-pound body from about 10 feet up in the air, the count of 3. The American Bulldogs continue their successful victory tour with a pin over Rexx. This match belonging to the Bulldogs. Gene, let's take a look at that on our slow-motion instant replay. Please be so kind to describe the action as it comes down. Wait a minute. Let's hold off on that instant replay. This match isn't over. Viper throwing Rexx out of the ring. Viper disappointed. Boy, I'll tell you what. That is poor sportsmanship, Gene.
That's definitely uncalled for. It took 2 men to wrestle. He didn't bother to make a tag.
Let's take a look at this on slow motion right now. The instant replay. Gene, be so kind to describe this.
American Bulldog, there's a, we'll call it a DDT or a head smash to the mat. He looks up for his partner like a good tag team does. It tags his man in. And now, this tremendous move here showing the power both these men have. A military press, a high overhead press. He's a good 6 or 7 feet in the air and drops that 260 pounds right down the chest of Rexx.
And that is it. 1, 2, 3. It is all over. This one belongs to the American Bulldogs. Coming up next, the North American Wrestling Association, Cowboy Bob Orton Jr. with his partner Baron Samedi in his corner as he takes on Brian Johnson. Don't go away.
Weighing 225 pounds, Brian Johnson. His opponent from Kansas City, 245 pounds, Cowboy Bob Orton.
Well, he's not one of the fan favorites in town, Gene. Cowboy Bob Orton is accompanied to the ring by his partner, his confidant, and his friend. In chains right now, I might add. The one, the only Baron Samidi, and they're taking on a youngster from Wilmington, North Carolina by the name of Brian Johnson.
There's Bob Orton, one of the toughest men in professional wrestling. Brian, a young upstart, a fine young man there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian Johnson may be in for what they call a clinic tonight. Bob Orton Jr. is one of these guys that comes to work not to win the match. He knows he wants to win the match, but he's here to hurt people.
That's right. As you see, he's got him a nice half Nelson right there, going for a pin. He's not trying to pin him, as you see. He's just
toying with him. Just toying with him. You know, a lot of people say, I wonder what wrestlers do in the dressing room. Suplex. A lot of people may wonder what wrestlers do in the dressing room when they're preparing to come out to wrestle. I know that Bob Orton Jr. sits there and reads Stephen King novels. He psychs himself up by reading Stephen King novels. By the time the guy gets into the ring, he is pumped. He is psyched. He wants to go out there and hurt his man. And the guy doesn't need to do this. You know, he comes from a tremendous amateur background. A great wrestler.
A tremendous amateur background. He's hooking the leg right there. That's called a Jacob's hook, as we call it, amateur wrestling. Also hooking right there. These moves are very dangerous if not applied properly. This man knows what he's doing.
I had the pleasure of seeing Bob Orton Jr. as a youngster wrestle in the state of Florida. 3-time state AAU champion.
Got a banana split on him right there.
Yes, he does. And he's demonstrating right now. He's toying right now with Brian Johnson. He's toying with Brian Johnson, saying, sir, if you came to wrestle, I can wrestle. Let's see if you can play roughhouse. And right now, those knees are going to the side of Brian Johnson's body. Coming down hard with those 245 pounds is Bob Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton, planting those big boots. Look at Baron Samedi enjoying himself, chanting enchantment. He's got him in one of those double chicken wing suplex. Did you see that maneuver?
Unbelievable height. The man stared 6'5", 6'6", and right there to hit Brian way up in the air.
Didn't leave his feet. Gave that suplex without leaving his feet.
Tremendous.
You got to hand it to Brian Johnson. He tried to bounce back and give him some medicine, but those punches had no authority behind him, Gene.
The wind's going, your power's going.
Our referee for this match, Byron Richard. A great referee, Gene.
Tremendous referee.
They say it takes 4 eyes to handle the ring because there's 4 corners. Byron Richards has that third eye behind his head. Bob Orton Jr. right now receiving encouragement from Baron Samedi. Samedi saying, hurt him, hurt him. Orton Jr. has him up in the air. Toying with him, and boom! Tower slamming Brian Johnson into the canvas. Look at the look on Bob Orton Jr. Uh-oh. Look at that, look at that. Orton Jr. planting that foot outside of the ring, calling Byron Richards' attention to it. Most men would have been happy to take a victory right there with a pin. A count of 3. Johnson trying to fire back. Those punches are lacking authority right now. And, ooh! Orton catching him off the rope.
Bob Orton is sending a message back to the other men in the dressing rooms, letting them know that he can wrestle and he also can fight.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Big John Studd going to be joining us again in the very near future. And you can be looking for a confrontation with him and Baron Samedi. We heard from Big John, who says he is coming back in town and wants to have the Baron in. Promoters all over the North American Wrestling Association are fighting right now, trying to outbid each other to house this fight. What a main event that's going to be, Gene.
I don't know if there's a building big enough to hold it.
Boy, not anywhere that I've been. Bob Orton Jr. right now administering the punishment to Brian Johnson. Johnson right now looking for a gas station. There's none in sight. Boy, this is a mean guy. He got a lot of this from his old man, Bob Orton Sr. You know, they say that acorns don't fall too far from a tree. Orton has him. Boy, it looked like he was going to put him up for a suplex and lost control of him and dropped him anyway.
Well, that's the athletic ability. Lost a little control, but got it back and threw it the way he wanted to throw it.
Driving that elbow into the side of the face, rubbing it. That's humiliation, Gene. That is humiliation.
That's
trying to tell your opponent you can do with him whatever you please.
Brian doesn't deserve anything like this. And Brian, of course, is very good heart. He's going to fight back. I know he will.
All right now, Bob Orton Jr. planting the right fist to the side of the face. Brian Johnson is a beaten man right now, Gene. He is a beaten man. Orton Jr. could end this match right now if he wanted to, but I guess he hasn't administered enough punishment. Outside of the ring, where Baron Samedi says, hey, That's my buddy you're in there with. And, of course, Orton Jr. occupying referee Byron Richard in the ring. And while Byron Richard is paying attention to Orton Jr., Byron Samidi comes over and says, I'm just trying to help them back into the ring.
That's what that outside man can do to you. Just knowing he's there, and anytime he gets thrown out, there's always that possibility of injury.
We know what this is.
Looks like he's going for it.
Yes, sir. It looks like he's trying to set Brian Johnson up for that power suplex. Bob Orton getting up into the ring. Going to put his hands underneath, grab that trunk as he always does. He does the power suplex from way up there. Kiss this one goodbye. 1, 2, 3. There's the pin. Your winner is Bob Orton, Cowboy Bob Orton. And into the ring comes Samedi to share that moment of victory for him. Gene, what an awesome combination this is as a tag team and obviously as individuals. And Orton, not satisfied with the victory, continues to plant the boot to Brian Johnson. Johnson stunt the pile driver. Oh, my Lord, the pile driver. He's got him up for it.
He's calling for the bell.
Byron Richard has called for the bell and has just disqualified Bob Orton. And no, he has disqualified Bob Orton because he administered the pile driver after Brian Johnson had won the match. This is not going to sit well. This is not going to sit well.
That's one thing about the North American Wrestling Association. The referee can change the decision on any type of activity after a match. Something like that, he got disqualified, reverse decision.
And Byron Richard is not going to be intimidated by the likes of Baron Samedi and Bob Orton Jr. He has stated that is it. You went beyond the boundaries, my friend. Let us go to slow motion instant replay and take a look at the fatal moment for Brian Johnson here that was eventually reversed by a referee's decision. Describe it, Gene.
Cowboy Bob's got him high in the air. There's a good 9 feet up right there. And over he goes, all that body weight coming flat on the back, knocking the wind completely out of the man.
Goes for the cover, the count of 3, and he was declared the winner. But after that, he applied a pile driver to Brian Johnson, and the referee, Byron Richard, reversed the decision. Coming up next, we'll be talking to the newest sensation to come to the North American Wrestling Association, Chris War Eagle Chavis. Don't go away. We're bigger on the North American Wrestling Association. The stars are bigger stars, and joining me right now, the new sensation, the newcomer to the territory, Chris Chavis, War Eagle. It's a pleasure to have you on board with us this evening.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Well, I'll tell you what, you were dynamic out there when we saw you. The folks out here love you. You're the best Native American star we've seen come down the pike in years. There's a lot of people out there wanting to see you get involved and wanting to see you win the strap. You're a fan favorite out here.
I really appreciate that. I'm very, very happy to be here. This is my hometown. I'm back in the area where I was born with my relatives. I'm just very, very glad to be with the North American Wrestling Alliance.
Extra pressure when the family comes out here to see you wrestle week after week?
Oh, yeah. A lot of pressure. I got to perform perfectly when they're here.
I tell you what, it just seems like you give the fans 100% full. They love you. You've been doing a great job. Any particular people you'd like to get into the ring with to perhaps get that national attention?
Well, I'm a newcomer here. I'd love to. Hey, this is my time here. I don't know what you're doing here.
Wait a minute, sir. This is not your interview time.
I've been here the last 2 weeks. I've been stuck with some guy who doesn't know what he's doing. Now, I guess what I'm going to have to start doing here is walk out here and say what I want to say whenever I want to say it. What I want is somebody to challenge me. Nobody challenged me. Singles competition. I want it. I want somebody to step forward, and I don't think you or anybody else around here has the guts to do it.
Well, I got the guts. I'll take your challenge now, anytime you want to. Now, if you want to go now, we'll go tonight. So let's go. I'm new. I'm ready for anyone.
Yeah, I guess you just saw me wrestle. I'm really tired right now. Why don't you come back? We'll go at it next week. Why don't you just remember one thing before I leave?
Gentlemen, we're all out of time.
It's just an excuse.
We're all out of time. We will be right back. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
From Hollywood, California, weighing 220 pounds, Tommy Lendell. His opponent is from San Diego, California, 235 pounds, Vince Torelli.
The sensational Vince Torelli. You have heard an awful lot about Vince Torelli. You will get an opportunity to see Vince Torelli accompanied to the ring by his manager, his confidant, my guest last week in the North American Wrestling Association, Paul Jones. And, of course, his opponent, Tommy Landell. No pushover. We've seen him in action before, Gene Ligon.
Tommy, a very tough individual. Looks like it's going to be an excellent match.
Good-looking kid. Vince Torelli had an opportunity to sign with the San Diego Chargers. They invited him to preseason camp. He said thanks, but no thanks. He wanted to do professional wrestling, his first love. Great amateur background. A finalist in the tough man competition. This guy is a joy to watch. Great fireman's carry takedown. Landell trying to say that he grabbed his hair. Never ceases to amaze me how these guys cry all the time, Gene.
That's mostly a distraction, I do believe. They're trying to get what advantage they can possibly get. There's a good go behind, stacking.
Classic go behind by Vince Torelli. You know, Vince Torelli is a great athlete. Here's a guy that if he would have been a baseball player, would have been an all-star. If he'd have been a football player, he would have been an all-pro. He is a wrestler and wants to become a champion. And he's got the right guy in his corner, Gene.
Well, that's what champions are made out of. This young man, Vince Torelli, one of the greatest amateur wrestlers I've ever seen, and now soon to be a great professional. There's a good high waist lift. Man's trying to do a sit-out.
Now, I'll tell you what, Tommy Landell is definitely outclassed if he wants to wrestle classic wrestling here with Vince Torelli, because Torelli is an amateur champion, a man that won several amateur championships, and now says his his dream is to win the North American Wrestling Association Heavyweight Championship.
A good duck under, go behind.
Boom! You heard that one and felt that one from here. Torelli in behind his man, applying the pressure. You're going to be seeing and hearing an awful lot of Vince Torelli in the future. What is this? What is this? I have just been handed a note, Gene. Promoters have signed a contract that will pit Chris Chavis, War Eagle, against Viper next week, right here in the North American Wrestling Association.
Well, he asked for it, he got it.
Yes, sir. It's like Toyota. You ask for it, you'll get it.
That's right.
War Eagle trying to make a name for himself. Viper displaying some poor sportsmanship, jumping on his partner after that tag team match. Mike Rexx turned on him like a pit bull and wanted to get some action. He's got it now in the form of War Eagle, babe. Sometimes people bite off more than they can chew. Vince Torelli in the right trunks. Tommy Landell with a black and green.
I don't know if the people are noticing how Vince Torelli was doing. He had a semi-headlock on his own self, using the shoulder to press down, his own head pressing down on Tommy Landell's shoulder to help make a pin.
No doubt about that. That's got to hurt right there. In addition to hurting, he, of course, is cutting off that circulation to the brain, both of blood and oxygen. What is this sugar hold here, my friend?
He's cradled him up. Almost got himself in a pinning combination with himself. That's the danger of some moves in amateur and professional wrestling. It can backfire. But here are the short suplex.
Great suplex by Torelli. 1, 2, Landell kicks out. Your referee for this match is Ron West. Landell trying to bounce back, but that punch had no authority. It lacked authority. Over the top of the head, over the shoulders. Landell right now is wobbly, looking like a surfer. You know how surfers look when they get on that board?
That's right.
Yeah.
He had to change
equilibrium.
He had to change his strategy a little bit on Vince Torelli. He'll not out-wrestle Vince Torelli.
No, he's not. But I'll tell you what, if he wants to get roughhouse with Torelli, you can see what Torelli is all about right there. Landell trying the drop kick, misses, hurts his back. Torelli immediately jump on him, trying to get the count of 3. Paul Jones calling out instructions from the side of the ring. Jones has invested a lot of time in Vince Torelli. Paul Jones tells me the reason he's doing this is he thinks he has a future world champion right here.
That's right. Paul Jones knows talent when he sees it, and that's why he's picked Vince Torelli and took him under his wing, so to say, and is developing a tremendous wrestler here.
Well, Paul Jones has developed many of them in the past, and they say he's got that eye for talent. Nice reversal by Tommy Landell, but look who's down on the canvas again, and look who's down on the bottom of a potential pin. Count of 2. Landell kicks out. Vince Torelli. Vince Torelli has signed to do a movie with John Belushi's brother, Jim Belushi.
I didn't know that.
All Hollywood is interested in him. They came looking. They saw this good-looking kid, this great Italian athlete, and they said, hey, we want to put you in a movie. So he's going to be in a movie. What is this maneuver? What is this maneuver, Gene?
He's got a, he's doing what's called a bridge with a double arm bar, causing nothing but pain. The head is used to press down the back and lift the arms at the same time.
Well, you can hear Landell right now in a world of pain. Ron West checking to see if he can. This kid is a great. Look at this maneuver. There's not many wrestlers in the business today that can give you a hold like this, Gene.
It's like a reverse bow and arrow that the Indian wrestlers in the past used to use, and something he's picked up there. Vince Torelli, tremendous.
You know, you could see an awful lot of Paul Jones in this man's style.
Well, Paul Jones tagged with one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, and it picked up a lot of maneuvers from that.
No doubt about that. Into the turnbuckle. Torelli gets it reversed by Landell. Ooh. As good as he is still young and green and subject to make those mistakes from time to time. Landell trying to go for a suplex. Great suplex. Boy, the crowd is quieted down here. Landell has taken the crowd out of this wrestling match, Gene.
Tommy Landell has definitely helped himself in this match.
Planting the knees to the back of Torelli. Torelli doesn't want to hang around the canvas. He knows he can get hurt there. This is a maneuver that you see in boxing matches when one boxer wants to cut off the oxygen supply. He gets the other guy's head, tucks it down under. It's hard to breathe when that's happening. But he left himself wide open. Ron West calling for the break. Landell reverses it. Torelli up against the ropes. Paul Jones looks a little concerned right now. Great reversal by Torelli. Look at this maneuver. And this crowd has come to life. 1, 2, 3. Vince Torelli is the winner. Vince Torelli with a tremendous maneuver off the ropes. The belly-to-belly suplex. Let's take a look at that on our slow-motion instant replay camera. Gene Ligon, please describe to the audience what you see coming down the pike right now from Vince Torelli.
Vince Torelli, of course, looked like he's in danger. Pulls a quick maneuver, reverses it, and catches the man coming off the ropes without knowing what's coming. Goes for the belly-to-belly, gets good height. 360-degree maneuver. Pow! All the wind's gone.
1, 2, 3, and the winner is Vince Torelli. When we come back, we're going to be talking to one of the most deadliest combinations in the North American Wrestling Association, Cowboy Bob Orton and Baron Samedi. North American Wrestling Association, they don't come any meaner, any nastier than the combination I'm going to speak to right now. Cowboy Bob Orton and Baron Samedi. Gentlemen, it has been said, you don't go into the ring merely to win a match. You go into the ring to hurt people.
Oh, yes, and it's so much fun. You see, that's why I do this, because hurting people is just so much fun. It just takes such a good man, you know, like myself and the Baron here, to go out there and completely annihilate and humiliate somebody right in front of all these wrestling fans. I mean, it just makes me feel so good, and people wonder, well, don't we worry about getting disqualified? Don't we worry about losing? Well, let me tell you something. Until the tournaments come up for the North American Wrestling Championship and the Tag Team Championship, I don't care. I'm just going to get me a little bit extra time out there, practice some, and take it out on people, hurt people, enjoy people. And as a partner, who can beat this man of destruction right here? I've never seen anyone so impressive.
Hey, Bob,
in my life.
let me tell you something. One thing I am tired of is I'm tired of hearing about Ricky Steamboat
And Big John Studd.
Big John Studd. They tell me you can't pick Big John Studd up and throw him down.
We can.
Well, let me tell you something, Daddy. The Soul Taker, the Baron Samedi can do it. And if you don't believe me, Big John Studd, you just show up and step in that square circle, and I will take you down, because me and Big Bob here are the men, baby. We love to hurt people, we enjoy it, and we're gonna keep on doing it.
Well, they say that if you ask for it, sooner or later you're going to get it, and I know that promoters are fighting for that matchup between you and Big John Studd, and you can bet you're going to be seeing that combination soon on the North American Wrestling Association. Bob Orton Jr. and Baron Samedi. Right now, let us turn it over to the ring for some more exciting action, Mr. Billy Powell.
And in this exciting tag team match we're about to see, from Charlotte, North Carolina, 230 pounds, David Isley. His tag team partner from Goldsboro, North Carolina, 240 pounds, William Ford. Their opponents from Venice Beach, California, Colt Steele. USSR, his tag team partner, Ivan Koloff.
Well, I tell you what, Colt Steele has offended a lot of people in his native North Carolina by saying that he doesn't want to be referred to as being from Rayford, North Carolina. He has shaved his mustache. He says, I am going to Venice Beach, California, where all the cool people are. He has turned his back on his people, Gene.
Well, you know what they say, you can take the man out of the country, but you can't take the country out of the man. And I believe Venice Beach, California, Colt Steele.
Come on, Colt. Koloff into the ring with David Isley. Whoa, a smash to the face. Isley into the ropes, running into the Russian Bear. You know, here's a guy that doesn't care about detente, perestroika, or anything else. He doesn't like Americans. He doesn't make any bones about it. And he'll be the first to tell you that he is here to do it for Mother Russia. Isley with a reversal. And Ivan Koloff into the turnbuckle and a nice backdrop. And listen to this crowd. A flying drop kick. Ivan Koloff in trouble. Into the ring. Colt Steele. He gets caught with a drop kick. Another drop kick. That one barely touched the Russian Bear, who fires back with a right. And David Isley in trouble right now. Well, there's that face into the boot. The tag is made. You know, I worried about this combination. I saw this coming for weeks. I saw it coming for weeks, and now it's a reality. Colt Steele and Ivan Koloff.
The knowledge that Ivan has and the power that Colt Steele has, an unbeatable combination seems to be.
No doubt about it. You know, we talk about Baron Samedi and Bob Orton and the Nasty Boys, and of course the American Bulldogs. Let us not forget to mention Colt Steele and Ivan Koloff. You know, even without that mustache, Colt Steele, I think you could still look at those eyes and see the eyes of Charles Manson, Gene. He's got those assassin's eyes. And I think that that's what attracted Koloff to him.
Ivan Koloff, another expert at picking out the tough individuals.
No doubt about it. He looks like a pit bull that's been in one or two matches too many. I don't know if you've gotten a chance to see the close-up of his forehead, but that's an alley cat. William Ford into the ring. The tag is made. And I'll tell you what, one thing that Ivan Koloff ought to remember about William Ford comes from an amateur boxing background. So William Ford throws that right at you, he can hurt you with it. Koloff looks like he's got a pretty tough midsection. Boom! That'll take the ice out of the cake. Nice block by Colt Steele, firing away to the back of William Ford's head. A nice knee lift. Ford walked into this ring thinking he was going to go out there and turn the tide, but right now it looks like he got caught up in the surf. Full body slam. William Ford landing square on the back, the elbow to the throat.
A tremendous elbow by Colt Steele, knocking the wind out of William Ford.
You know, Colt Steele, for the edification of those that are watching this program that don't know about his background, an All-American football linebacker, a guy who had a chance to play in the National Football League, but once again, another guy who turned him down to go to professional wrestling. Nice neck breaker from Ivan Koloff. The Russian Bear coming down with it. Big boot to the throat. William Ford could be, I mean, the fat lady ain't singing yet, but she's humming. She is humming, kicking out at the count of 2. William Ford firing away. Those punches right now lacking authority. The tag is made. Colt Steele and Koloff both into the ring. Steele, boom! Nice uppercut. Ford is stunned. Ford is trying everything he could do, Gene. He even tried to throw a boot in there, but to no avail.
To no avail whatsoever. Ivan Koloff taking punches, of course. There's a high suplex.
Nice suplex. And William Ford right now is stunned. William Ford is trying gamely to fight out, but so far this team has just been devastating. It's like trying to get him into the path of a freight train, a runaway freight train. David Isley right now trying to get back into the ring. Isley begging. Ford right now being choked by Koloff, who's planting that knee square on the larynx, cutting off the air supply.
This will weaken the man. All the air being cut off like that, there's nothing left. He tossed him live. This is the whole Ivan Koloff trick.
Well, I tell you, he didn't do it to give him a chance to get his breath either. He just fed him to the lions, or in this case, Colt Steele. That is a dangerous thing that youngster was doing, standing that close to the railing, Gene. We don't recommend that from the fans that come to see these matches live. Koloff with another knee lift. William Ford needs to tag to a fresh David Isley, or this match could be over soon.
This is tag team.
Nice maneuver.
A sunset flip, go for 1-2.
Koloff kicking out and tags out with Colt Steele, and stays in the ring to make sure that Ford doesn't get the opportunity to tag out. We'd like to thank Lily Ford of Greensboro, North Carolina, for a wonderful letter. Loves to watch the North American Wrestling Association. Says her favorite is Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Tying him up into the ropes. You know, these guys never cease to amaze me, Gene. Never cease to amaze me. Ford realizing what was coming his way. The Russian Bear, another elbow. Oh, he landed square on the back of his head that time, Gene.
Seems to me the strategy is being set right here. The shoulder is definitely being worked on.
Don't forget, the promoters have signed a match between the Viper and War Eagle, Chris Chavis. That will be next week on the North American Wrestling Association. Viper came out here looking for a little more than he was, getting. He said that he wanted to get some singles competition. Well, he's got some competition now in the form of War Eagle. Colt, Steele, and Koloff double teaming on William Ford. Working on that arm. Twisting and applying the pressure. Uh-oh, we've seen this one before. Up for a full body slam, landing on that arm. Steele, I thought, was going to hook that leg and go for a pin. Right now, Ford, despite his amateur boxing career, has nothing to those punches, Gene.
That's right. Colt Steele, of course, as you can see, has changed his style quite a bit. 3 months ago, he would try to pin the man, but Ivan Koloff's influencing, working on the arm like that and staying with it.
No doubt about it, and Koloff is another one of those that subscribes to the theory of don't just win your match, hurt your opponent. Now, I can guarantee you right now that Bursell Sack took a beating right there with that jump from the top of the rope. He's got him in that bear hug, Gene. He's got him in that bear hug. He has him in that bear hug, applying the pressure. Byron Richard, your referee, checking right now to see if William Ford will give, if he will submit, and he does. And it's all over. The winners of this match, Colt Steele and Ivan Koloff, using the bear hug. Byron Richard raises their hands in victory, and the fans, of course, voicing their disapproval. But William Ford did submit. David Isley tending to him. Let's take a look at the instant replay on slow motion right now. Describe the action, Gene Ligon.
Well, Ivan Koloff is picking up William Ford. He's applying a variation to the bear hug with a chicken wing, it looks like to me. Ivan, this is a new move for Ivan. As you see, he's applying pressure to the hands and to the elbow on the left side there and pressing down.
And there it is, the referee calling for the bell. It is all over. The winners of this match, Colt Steele and Ivan Koloff. Don't go away, because coming up next, the sensational Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and Johnny Z. This is the North American Wrestling Association.
South Carolina, weighing 227 pounds, Johnny Z. His opponent from Charlotte, North Carolina, weighing 235 pounds, the one they call the Dragon, Ricky Steamboat.
And listen to this crowd and the ovation that Ricky the Dragon Steamboat is going to receive. There he is, being hugged and mugged by all of his friends. You know, one thing you have to admire about Ricky Steamboat, this guy gets mobbed everywhere he goes. He goes to a restaurant to eat with his family. The fans are there. They want the autographs. I have never seen him turn anyone away. A gentleman both in and out of the ring, Gene.
A classy individual in and out of the ring. That's why the fans love him, and he knows the fans. The reason why he's as successful as he is.
No doubt about it, my friend. Here's a guy that's held titles in the World Wrestling Federation and the National Wrestling Alliance, and here's a guy who told me that his goal is to win the North American Wrestling Association heavyweight strap.
If anybody can do it, Ricky Steamboat can. If anybody's got any eyes on that title, better watch out. Ricky Steamboat will be right there with you.
Notice that he's got that black belt strapped around his waist. Those are not given away, Coach. You have to earn those babies.
Every bit of it.
Ricky Steamboat, who owns and operates a gym in Charlotte with his wife, Bunny. And a successful gym it is, my friend. Former Mr. North Carolina in 1982. And a guy who took a little time out from professional wrestling, to be honest, just to relax. He had suffered some injuries, and he says he's 100%. He's back. He wants the belt, and he's here to prove it. He's in there against Johnny Z right now. Z has him in a headlock. Steamboat throwing him into the ropes. Whoa, bouncing off. Johnny Z comes again, hooks him in a headlock. Looked like Johnny Z wanted to do something else, and then said, whoops, let me get the headlock. That's the sure shot right here.
Looked like he was going to go for another shoulder. Couldn't quite get the position. Went for the headlock. He's got a good hold on right now.
Yes, he does. Steamboat tried to work his way out of it. And he does. Both wrestlers in there with a test of strength. Into the ropes they go, and the referee, Ron West, calls for the break. Clean break by Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Great example to the youngsters of America today.
Tells all the kids out there, you don't have to cheat to win. Had a top wrist lock, had a chance to put a cheap shot on the man, didn't do it. Now he's got a side headlock, he's got the advantage.
Got to look yourself in the mirror every morning when you shave, Gene. And if you are that type of person that lives by the code like Ricky the Dragon, shaving is no problem.
No problem whatsoever.
Nice shoulder to the chest. Johnny Z tried to leap up, picked him up for a body slam, full body slam. Whoa! The Dragon brings this crowd alive. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, a fan favorite, calls North Carolina his home and proud of it. He's got Johnny Z for another body slam. Boom. You know what? You look at this guy, and there's not an ounce of fat on him, Gene. Not an ounce of fat on Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. The Steamboat trying to grab him in for a suplex, and he's got him up straight up in the air. This has got to be the moment of truth. Bam! That one hurt extra because he knew he was going to go down.
Pause for effect.
Woo! Ricky the Dragon said, I'm going to do it to you. Got him up for a spine breaker, is it? Is it going to be a spine breaker or Oh, no. I thought he had him up for a spine breaker. Then he dropped him on his head. Dropped him flat on his head. Well, I'll tell you what. He hasn't seen the best of Ricky yet either. Because all he's got to do is get Ricky really mad, and then he's going to... I think he may have gotten Ricky really mad. I think he may have gotten Ricky really mad. Out of the ring goes Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. He's hurt, Gene.
He took a shot to the back of the head there. That'll get extension headache number 35.
Yes, he did. He is blinking right now, trying to shake those cobwebs off. Right now, he's got that flock of birds flying around. And Johnny Z, sensing this, gets him in a suplex back into the ring, and he's going to go for the lateral body press. 2, and Ricky the Dragon Steamboat kicks out.
He did hook his leg, and that might be a mistake for Johnny Z.
No doubt about that, because if you let this guy shake the cobwebs off and come back. Nice maneuver. Nice maneuver. I don't know who got the worst of that one, though.
I think they both got hurt on that one.
Full body slam. Johnny Z going in for the cover, but does not hook the legs and gives Ricky enough leverage to get out of it. You got to hook the leg. You got to put pressure on them shoulders. Johnny Z trying to bounce on Ricky and got caught with a couple of knees to the midsection, and that's what I was talking about. Getting Ricky the Dragon Steamboat awake. And right now, Johnny Z knows why Ricky the Dragon Steamboat has that black belt. Onto the canvas and back for more. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat hurling him off the rope. Boom! Tremendous thrust through the throat. And Johnny Z is the worse for wear, Gene Ligon.
That's right. Ricky Steamboat using some of his black belt karate moves, using the open thrust, the open hand. No problem right there.
Back to wrestling with a full body slam. And just like he used to do in Hawaii, diving off of those caves. Boom! Full thrust. This one is all over. Your winner, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. You can almost see him diving off those cliffs in Hawaii, Gene. Let's take a look at that beautiful maneuver one more time on slow motion. And I tell you, this is a fantastic maneuver from the man who wants the NAWA heavyweight belt.
High off the top of the ropes, Ricky Steamboat dives cross-body, catches the man just as he turns around, knocking him to the ground for the 1-2-3 count.
And another one bites the dust, and another one bites the dust. Coming up next on the North American Wrestling Association, an interview with 2 of New York's nastiest, the Nasty Boys, next on the North American Wrestling Association. And I'm sure that that's not what they're here for. Knobs and Sags, the Nasty Boys, have just joined me out here. Gentlemen, the competition is getting heavier. More and more people are coming into the North American Wrestling Association with their eyes on the Tag Team Championship.
Okay, that's enough, little man. You know what they always say? They save the best for last. So at the end of the show, who they bring out? But the best. The Nasty Boys, baby. The class and the flash of professional wrestling. Shut up. You got these American Bulldogs. Who do they think they are? When you grow up and maybe become German Shepherds and get out of the kennel, then come around and mess with the best, baby. You got Ricky Steamboat. He's all talk. He's Mr. Goody Two-Shoes. And Bo knows the only thing Bo's gonna know when he wrestles the Nasty Boys is to kiss the mat 100 miles an hour. You know, something's making me sick. I know it's making my partner sick. There ain't many things that turn our stomachs. You got that scumbag Sam Houston coming out, two-stepping into the ring. Let me tell you, he ain't no cowboy. Bob Orton is the only cowboy around this area here. Sam Houston, some jerk, that bozo. The Nasty Boys are the class and the flash of professional wrestling, baby. And that's the way it's gonna be and stay. What do you got, little man? You wanna ask me another question? Huh? Everybody sees how beautiful we are. Look into these eyes, baby. We are the best. Bring them all on. Sign on that dotted line, because the Nasty Boys, shut up, you stinking rednecks, shut up. There's a bunch of rednecks here. There's a bunch of idiots here. All of these people are idiots. We don't like nobody. But they're so jealous of us, because, like I said one more time, you're looking at the best, Mr. Webb.
Well, I can certainly appreciate how they feel among themselves, about themselves. I can only tell you to join us next week. The contracts have been signed. The promoters have been successful in getting the Viper and War Eagle, Chris Chavis' signature on a contract. Don't forget, next week, right here on the North American Wrestling Alliance, we're going to have Ricky the Dragon Steamboat and a whole lot more. On behalf of my partner, Gene Ligon, I'm Ted Webb saying, so long, everyone. We'll see you next week.